What's important to know this morning?
You know, I think, Carl, we were talking a lot about this yesterday, of course. The process ahead, what investors can expect in terms of how this will play out. The Fox board has a regularly scheduled meeting on the 20th of this month, which actually could be well timed for them to review and figure out how they want to engage with Comcast and what they want to do from here. Engage with them on things that had been concerning to them in the past, such as antitrust. Of course, you saw yesterday, in addition to the $35 all-cash bid, there was certain language around willingness to engage in talks about behavioral or structural remedies if need be. They're going to want to talk about that. But listen, $35 is a lot more than the roughly $28 that the current bid from Disney is worth in its stock. And so one would expect that this could very well lead to potentially what we would call a superior proposal, putting pressure on Disney, of course, to come back to Fox and improve its bid to buy the company. A lot of people have been focused on Rupert Murdoch. What would his response be? My reporting from previous days and weeks has indicated that Murdoch is going to be quite rational here, unsentimental, and certainly would not necessarily walk away from a far higher price, despite what would be tax inefficiencies, as we pointed out, of an all-cash deal as opposed to the all-stock deal. But in this case, it looks like when Disney does come up, as I expect they will, they'll probably include cash in their deal as well.
Well, David, did you find it interesting in the conference call that Hulu wasn't stressed at all? And then suddenly it came up in the Q&A, and yet I think Hulu is a critical part of what they want here.
You know, I think direct-to-consumer, as you know, Jim, is very important for all these companies. Disney is obviously building its own. It's going to really become an important part of its future, regardless, frankly, of whether it succeeds in buying the Fox assets. And it will be important for Comcast as well. I believe, Jim, though, that there's probably a willingness in the language that was used in the press release to potentially, and I don't think Comcast will say this, but at least you've got to think, okay, what if the regulators say, you know what, we're not comfortable with the biggest broadband provider in the country having control of Hulu, one of the key over-the-top platforms. And so I think, as important as it is, I do wonder whether Comcast would be willing to divest that asset in order to get this deal done. Because you could see that becoming, if there was anything, that it could become one of the key sort of areas that regulators would focus on.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.